Welcome to the Bill and Frantz Show. Our guest today is Leslie Sanazaro. Stay tuned.
Hey, welcome back to the show.
All right, here we are. It's a hot summer. I think it's almost like a year after our first show. It's July of 2012. Our first show is July of 2011. And we have a special guest, Leslie Sanazaro, who is a St. Louis native, St. Louis area native, has gone back east from my perspective, and is now back here because she's got a show and some things to say. How you doing, Leslie?
Oh, great.
Well, we're going to talk about music, so music is cool, so let's get cool here.
Okay, fine. We'll do my Ray Charles.
All right. So, Leslie, you have a new album. Tell us about that.
So it's the new album is from a project I started called Daughters of Cambodia, and it's called First We Cry, Then We Laugh. And the idea is that, you know, we all sift through a lot of turmoil, and we hopefully come out with a deeper understanding on the other side, and that, you know, it's okay to sift through things that are deep and hard to look at sometimes, you know, because we come out better on the other end.
This album has a whole bunch of St. Louis guys on it. Is that right?
That's true, it does. Teddy Pressburg produced and played multiple instruments on it. He and I were kind of the brainstorming musicians behind it, and then also LeClaire Stevenson played organ on it, who was really incredible, and Eric Grossman played bass, and
You've gone back east. What are you doing there?
we moved to Ithaca, New York in December, so we've been there about 6 months. New, still really new. I'm playing a couple shows here and there. Like I did a house concert, and I did a Daughters of Cambodia show that was connected to a photo exhibit. And the rest of the time, I've been kind of more involved in teaching and working in the field of education a little bit.
Okay, so the album is called
First We Cry, Then We Laugh.
First We Cry, Then We Laugh. And this is kind of about the Daughters of Cambodia, right? So does the audience understand what's going on in Cambodia, and I guess they get enough information through the music?
The music is more, I hope, is coming from the perspective of people who don't have a voice, people who are not being heard, and it's also, you know, in some songs coming from a place of empowerment, trying to empower people or inform people about issues so they can act on those issues in ways that feel meaningful to them and make a difference in their own way.
But you're giving people a voice. You're helping give the people a voice so they can speak. I understand that. I feel that.
I try to, and you know, with this record in particular, I've noticed that because the content is so emotional, you know, and because it's about women, and because it's about sex trafficking, and it's about an issue that's prevalent even in the United States for women and men and young people as well, as far as labor trafficking is concerned, which is a related issue. It's emotional. I got to kind of keep it in check when I'm talking about it and just kind of move right into the song. It's been a different experience for sure.
You're going to be playing at Winecrest, and that's a particular benefit. Is that correct?
True. It is a benefit for an organization in St. Louis called the Covering House. And the Covering House is in the midst of their fundraising project to open a center for girls who are escaping sex trafficking in the United States.
I think in the United States, people don't really understand or put an importance on sex trafficking. A lot of people don't even think it exists. It's almost like a ghost here in the United States, because this is way bigger than the United States. This is a big thing. Now, I don't know if my numbers are right, but some years ago, I know it was in the billions. Sex trafficking makes billions per year. And so it's a lot bigger than what people think. And me, I'm happy to see somebody out there doing something.
Awesome. Well, I'm psyched that you guys wanted to talk about it on the show.
Yeah. Would you care to play one of the songs for us now?
Sure, I'd love to. wash away the hot and dusty night. May you rise with the flowers of the day. May each day be blessed, may your spirit come alive. You are beauty, you are light, you are love. Possibility is shown in the ever-open sky. Stretches on and on and on. 'Cause these things you know to find you. There's a part of you that you can always return to. Fire down inside, where a diamond down inside. There, the light will dry your crying eyes. Let the rain wash away the hot and dusty night. May you rise with the flowers of the day.
Okay, hey, welcome to the Bill and Frantz Show, which is officially not sponsored by Schlafly Beer. We love you, Schlafly.
We love you.
Cheers. So what's going on? What's happening these days?
Well, I guess the first thing, I didn't want to talk about politics, but I want to talk about this just a little bit. Obama is going to be outspent. He was outspent last month, and he looks like he's about to get outspent this month. And so, I guess I wanted to ask everybody about Citizens United. What do y'all think about that? You know, the Supreme Court said that it's okay now for people to bring in as much money as you want, to contribute as much money as you want to campaigns, and certain parties don't have to disclose who they are, and they can bring in as much money as they want to. So it's been suspected that some of this money is coming in from overseas to influence the election, millions and millions of dollars. What do you think about that?
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, a couple of years ago, I remember seeing these two people who were touring around the country talking about democracy and the state of democracy and one of them was a school teacher and one of them was someone who studied law and was out in the legal world for a long time, and they were basically going around to schools and talking to people about the fact that we don't actually live in a democracy anymore. Which is disturbing, you know, no one wants to hear that, and of course it sounds kind of extremist or whatever, but based on, when that law was passed, when all of a sudden, you know, corporations and companies could spend as much as they wanted on their candidates.
Anonymously.
Yeah, and anonymously, that's really important to point out too. Like, you know, we ceased to be a democracy at that point because the people were no longer in charge. There were corporations involved, and they always will override the ability of regular people to have a voice.
And when it boils down to it, I think that, you know, like Scott Walker, when he won that re-election,
Yeah.
you see how much money was spent on his campaign, and it came from out of state, and so he won that election. And I think it's a possibility that this can happen in a major election with the president. But at the same time, man, what can we really do? What can we really do? The law's passed, Citizens United is a law now. Now, will it be reversed afterwards once we see that this is messed up? Probably not.
Well, eventually the next generation may figure it out, but hopefully we won't trash the country too much before then. So I would say that anonymous donations with infinite amount of money thing, that won't last. People will eventually realize how bad it is, but it might take a long time. And you know, I don't know how much damage will happen in between.
You heard the panel. That's what we think about it. Supreme Court justices and our whole Supreme Court, check this out. get rid of that law and get yourselves checked into some type of mental facility. We do love that y'all are there, but you know, get some help.
And speaking of mental facilities, how about that Tom Cruise track record? So, wife number 3?
Tom, I had to take my glasses off to let you know I didn't say that you was mental.
So I guess this you guys can comment in details. And I can just act like I know what I'm talking about by saying the general things. Katie Holmes, his third wife, is working to divorce him, and apparently she is the third of his wives to actively be the one to break it apart. Correct?
Correct.
I don't know. I think of Tom Cruise and I think of the Oprah scene where he jumps over the couch, and you know, I can't forget that for some reason. That was hard to forget.
I heard that Scientologists were following her around. Is that true?
Voice from
true?
me.
I don't know if Scientologists were following him around, or her around, but I do know she has a problem with it. You know, because when she filed for divorce, she snuck and done it. It's all coming out that she did all this stuff sneaking, and she didn't want him to know. She flew to New York. He's in California. That's when she filed for divorce in New York. So he didn't know. It was always a surprise to him. When him and Nicole Kidman broke up, it was a quiet hush divorce also. She had this look. I have a habit of looking at people's facial features to see what's going on. Hey, you know, is she happy? Is she sad? Is she angry? You know, whatever the emotion. I was looking at her, and whoo. If everybody's leaving you may have a problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if 3 women left me, I'm looking in the mirror at myself like, what the hell is wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? I can't keep a woman.
Especially if I'm rich.
If I got left like that, I'm looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with me? And how can I fix me? Because I like ladies. And since I like ladies, I mean, I need to keep a lady, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson said all the time, you know, look at the man in the mirror. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Thank you. I'm just clowning Tom right now, and a few other stars are gonna get clowned too when we get to know you a little bit more.
That's part of being a celebrity. And on that note, we'll say goodbye until next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for kicking it with us, because we love that you love us. All right? Peace.